Right. Okay. So, like, yeah, like what I was saying, every other thing here are the features except for price, which is the target. That's what you want to predict. So, X is the feature. So, X means everything but drop price. Can you see? Drop column price. Now, I'm just saying convert year, convert it, this year, convert it to integer. That's what this line is doing. Then the price is the target. So y equals to dr price. The price that I dropped here, I put it in y here. So scale it. Once I scale it, this is how it will look like when it's scaled. Let me print it out for you to see. Can you see? See, it's not looking like 0 and 1 again, right? You can see this is that it doesn't make sense to you, but it makes sense to the machine, right? So can you see there's nothing like price here because it's x, scaled x. You don't scale y, you leave y alone, you leave the target alone. What you scale are the features. Give me a second. So that's what we've done. Then we can now go ahead and build our model. Our model is already pre-built in this library called sklearn.model. That's where we can get our simple linear regression. Then train test split. Train test split means this your data, you split it into train and test. You train on data, you split it to the one you train on, the one you test on. So test size 0.3 means 70% train, 30% test. So train on 70% of my data, test on. What's the difference between train and test? For train, you will have price. You train it with price, which is the target. Sorry, I don't know why this thing keeps price. For tests, you will not put price. So test is the new data that we talked about when we are doing presentation. Train has price inside. Test does not have. Don't mistake it. X is features, Y is target. So train, train on X. Can you see fit the model on? Look at this line, please. Fit the model on X train and Y train. So passing X and Y to the model, features and targets. Now, when model has been trained, model should now predict only X. Can you see that there's no Y test or anything like that? So the answer that the model gives puts it in Y predict. After that, you can now compare what the model predicted without seeing Y and what was actually Y. Then you now use a form of evaluation to measure the performance of the model on the test set. Oh, excuse me. That's a crazy R2 score. I think I'm missing something. No, excuse me. Nope. There's something missing somewhere. Give me a second to sort it out. Did I run this? There's, I think there's, yeah, yep, yeah. I need to run it from the beginning. That's why I always like to change the names, but it was confusing us. That was why I stopped. 10 minutes left. It's going okay. Color. So I'm just rerunning it from the beginning. Nothing serious. Yeah. So linear regression. uh, X. Yeah, yeah. There's, I think there's an error somewhere, but because of time, let's just go through this. So eventually, what I used was random forest, right? So model. Let me just walk you through how this model works. SK end of model selection, train test split. We've done that. Now, these are the metrics that we used in evaluating our model, but we settled for R2 score because it's the easiest to explain, which we will get to momentarily. So, random forest regressor is gotten from sklearn.ensemble. Now, random forest is two. You have the one for classification. It's called, that one is called random for, you can even see it's suggesting, it's called random forest classifier. But the one we'll be using here is random forest regressor because it's a regression problem. Now, this is the model. The model takes into parameters number of estimators. Remember that random forest is a combination of trees. So you are saying use 100 trees. That is what this is saying. Use 100 trees. Random state 42. Random state means that every time that you use data, use the exact. So what I'm saying is that if you use data, maybe 70-30, don't change it to 60-40, or don't use the last data, the last row in the first row. Make the data remain the same always. That's what random state means. And random state can be any value. It can be 1, it can be 4, it doesn't matter as long as you assign a value. But most places, people like to use 42 for some reason. Now you train the model, random forest regressor, fit X train, Y train. When you are training, the model will see the X and Y. When you are predicting, the model will only see the X. Then you find the R2 square. I didn't use this one, so let me comment it out. You find the R2 square. R2 square, look at it as accuracy. That's the best way to define it. So 74 means 74%. Yes, in regression, there's really no accuracy. It's more of distance. But the best way to explain to non-technical people is that when you use R2 score, when it's closer to 1, it's accurate. When it's close to 0, the closer to 1 it is, the better the accuracy. So the answer can only exist between 0 and 1. So 0.74 is technically means, or non-technically means 74% accuracy, right? So 74% accuracy is not good, it's not bad, it's just there. Now, this model can be improved if we actually explore that description column that we dropped initially. But when you are building models, especially you people that are in business, This doesn't, this is for technical audience. You're telling me my model has 74%. Yes, thank you. But what insights can my model bring out for me? That is where you talk about feature importance, as you can see here. So the model is saying that when I was predicting the prices from your data, the column year was the most important variable. So what this means is that anytime you want to buy a car, the year of the vehicle is usually the most important. So all things being equal, a 2018 car should be more expensive than a 2006 car. Now, another thing it is saying is that if the make of the car is Lexus, you know we've removed all these Ferrari and Lamborghini. So what you have now is saying if the make of your car is Lexus, it is likely going to be more expensive. That's after I've considered the year. Lexus cars are quite pricey, followed by Mercedes Benz, then Hyundai, then Toyota. And the next thing is that black cars from my data set seem to be the most expensive in terms of colors too. So this gives you an idea of the decision to make. Because if you're telling me that your model or my model is 70% accurate, yes, but what can I know your model is accurate, but what can I do with it? This is what you can do with it. Now I can make informed decision as a buyer next time that if I want to buy a car, I know that the more expensive the car, the more recent the car is, the more expensive it will be. If the car is Lexus too, for my data set is likely to be the most expensive. If the car is color black, most exotic cars are black, so that could be a reason. Or a lot, don't let me say most, a lot of exotic cars are black. So these are insights that help you drive businesses. So this is a simple regression problem, and I hope we will all build up on this and and become AI gurus. So that's it from me. Thank you very, very, very much for putting up with my not being stable, and the whole network. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate it. The floor is open up for questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for this wonderful session. Apologies accepted. We all understand that it wasn't intentional. It's just the network that is throwing us back and forth. So, guys, questions, please. Questions. Please drop in your questions.
If there are no questions, I'll take it that everyone here can build AI
Uh,
systems on their own.
so, if anyone doesn't have a question, okay, someone just.
Yes. So this question is very beautiful, Adele. So because before you tell the most recent in terms of year. Oh, thank you, Christiana. So, someone is saying, let me answer the first question. For the EDA, it's very important because the EDA would even answer what Christiana asked Seth in most cases. So, the EDA would help you know the features without building model, without complex, to see the features that will be important that you should use in your models. It will help you explain it to stakeholders that even without model, this is what I'm saying. But that now leads to Christiana's question. But for modeling, modeling will tell you the weight of each. So you are saying in recent, the ones that are recent will contribute the most to the price of cars. But not always. As you saw it there, it has its own weight. From analysis, you might not know that black cars will be the most expensive. So modeling will give you, it will not only predict the price, right? Modeling will predict the exact price of a car. When you put it in your model, it will tell you the price. But it will also tell you that while I was predicting the price, so these are the things I saw, that some of which will be seen in normal analysis or EDA, some of which would not. and it will add a probability, right? That but with 50% probability, year is important. Analysis will not give you that. Analysis will just say, okay, this is it. Year is the most important. But what is the weight? What is the probability of importance? EDA, I'm sorry, machine learning will give you that alongside its predictions. I hope that answers our question.
All right. So, guys, any other questions?
So I just want to add that AI is a very, it's very lucrative, if you are really good at what you are doing. And we are living in the world of AI now. Everything will be driven by AI as time goes on. Even software developers are losing their jobs already, because of AI. Talk less of, some people that are not so technical. So you need, if it would be nice to take up a career in AI, now is the best time. Very challenging, but extremely rewarding too. Also, we don't need to take up a career in AI. We can use it to supercharge our work. You would always be above your peer, be it in strategy or wherever you are in business. So we need to understand that AI is here. We can't do anything about it. And if we don't embrace it, whether as AI developers or as business people using it as a tool, we will be left in the dust. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Like you just said, AI is very important. Like from what we did, from when we started training and testing the model. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. From the testing and training of the model. So I think for someone who is not, have not really been versed or doesn't have a deep knowledge in Python, because I was quite looking these scalars and the rest code you are typing. So can
Yeah,
someone with that knowledge really
yeah,
have the idea of what and what to type
yeah.
in as your code, build this model?
Yeah. So, to answer your question, simply no. Python is the language of AI. Python is one of the simplest programming languages because we have a lot of them. So, I believe anyone that is, it's not about, oh, I'm not so smart or that. Anyone that is determined enough can pick up Python. And to now make it better, you don't have to learn to the point of software developer level to be able to write those codes that you saw there. So beginner to intermediate is good enough to build your models. But that is if you want to actually build models, if you want to be an AI developer. If you don't, there are already tools like ChatGPT and all of that that you can prompt to solve your problem. The whole thing is you don't have to be an AI engineer. You just have to be aware that this is AI, this is what I can do with it, right? If you decide to go through the AI developer route, it's a good lucrative career, challenging but lucrative. But you need to know Python, you need to know SQL. In fact, you need to know everything that has been covered within the first 4 weeks or the 4 weeks of this particular programs, the sprint, right? But if you're not going to be a developer, yeah, at different. So, how do one know which library to use at different stage as we go along? Exactly. So, these libraries are popular. So, the point is, you need to know the steps of machine learning, and that was why I took you through the boring parts till we got to the end. Once you know all the steps, you would know the library to use for each step. So, it is step wise, not necessarily library wise. You need to understand the step end to end. It will help you know which library to use and which library not to use. Basically, that's the answer to your question, right? But it is easy. You just need to take your time, learn it if you want to be a developer. So that's my take.
Okay, okay. All right. One more thing is, you said if someone really needs to go into AI, he needs to learn it. But with this now, where like the students have just been showed, you just type in the code and then you execute it. Like the question this person is asking, how do you know if you are not, like from the week one to this date, the few that have been covered, they have not really entered this part of modeling. So how do someone know if you don't relate? That is, you need to go and learn. That is, you need to go and learn more in details.
Yes, because see, let's not kill ourselves. You are trying to build a system to think like a human being. Don't expect for you to just be able to go there, pam, 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 and to work. Expect it to be challenging. But the good thing is that all of those statistics, you don't need to know much statistics again. They've been captured in these libraries. That's why they've built libraries for you. Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, so that's why they built libraries for you. So yes, you have to learn Python from the beginning. You have to, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. You have to learn Python from the beginning, SQL, Excel, and machine learning. You need to understand the theory and how things work. But if you can go through that part, it's lucrative. Now, AI developer, apart from AI developer, there's um, there's product manager. I mean, all you need to do is follow up with developers. Where are we on this? However, they have their own sets of challenges, and you know, jobs are not necessarily available like that. But it's also a lucrative career. Basically, what you do is track projects. Is it advisable to use ChatGPT to write our codes when we are stuck? Please, are you a developer? Is it like okay? So let me just finish with Bumi. So you have product development, you have project management, you have software development, back end, front end. Back end is very similar to AI development. In fact, back end developers are already integrating AI systems in their work. So you have cloud practitioner, cloud developer, SQL developer too. So there are lots of them. You just need to research and know the one that speaks to you. So is it advisable to use ChatGPT to write our codes when we are stuck? Yes, I use ChatGPT and I'm not ashamed of it. The only thing is that while you go and meet ChatGPT, carry your head along too because ChatGPT is prone to mistakes and ChatGPT's codes are full of bugs. When you hear developers say bugs, bugs means they are full of mistakes. If you just copy and paste ChatGPT code without knowing how to code, you will just find that every code your codes will be running into error and you won't be able to solve it, right? So ChatGPT, yes, even the best programmers use ChatGPT to write their codes. It saves your time, but understand what you are copying from ChatGPT. Then, please, are you a developer? It's like if one is a developer, it's much easier. Like I said, it depends on what you are doing. If you want to, so are you a developer? So I don't know what context you're asking this question. Do you mean like a backend developer or an AI developer? But if I want to believe it's AI developer, yes, if you're not an AI developer, you can't build production level models. So you need to learn it. But what I'm saying is that you don't have to code to use AI in your everyday work. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you don't necessarily need to be an AI developer. You don't need to code. You can use AI to improve your own work. You just need to be aware of how it works so that you will know how to use it effectively than your peers. But if you want to be building AI systems, you have to learn how to do it. As a data analyst, how can I infuse AI into my career? So, as data analyst, you are doing everything that a data scientist does except from building AI. You can start with linear regression. You found correlations and how it's basically what a data analyst does is try to find how things correlate in a data set. So you've already found your correlations in terms of the EDA we've done. Why not take it a step further and build your linear regression? Your linear regression will add more context, more explainability, more solidity on your analysis. So as a data analyst, you are halfway there. You just need to pick up Python more and learn, understand the theory of machine learning and start getting your hands dirty little by little till you get there. I think that's it.
Um, all right. Thank you very much, sir, once again. So, any other question before we call it a day? So, in the absence of any questions, the meeting is almost up. We just want to say thank you, Mr. Amir, for your time, and I really enjoyed your class. Well explained in detail. Thank you very much.
Thank
So,
you, Joy. Thank you,
uh,
everyone.
Okay, I
any
think my hand
exercise
is
for
up.
us?
Yeah.
Please go
Okay.
ahead.
So, okay, yeah, yeah. So yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Amin, for today's session. So my question is, I don't know, at some point where there was a, network glitch, and then, for some people who, we want to go back to, to the sessions. I don't know, if there's going to be a makeup. Maybe Mr. Amin can help us with that. During that period where there was network glitch and we were not having, there's no recording of the session. Yeah. So if I don't know
Yeah,
if okay. Yeah.
yeah,
So
I get you.
that would
So yeah, so doing a makeup, that is out of it, to be frank with you. But what I can do for you is, for everyone, is that all of those codes, I would explain, I will put comments, you know, inside them, explaining them line by line. What in such a way that even a novice will be able to pick it up. So that would be the best strategy. Then I can also attach materials for people that want to learn from scratch, easy to digest books that would, or book. Don't let me say I don't scare you. Book that, not books that will introduce you softly into it and it would make your hands stronger, and whatever it is we treated today would make it easier for you to digest again. But I'll comment on those codes properly so that everyone can understand why they are going through it, what they are doing.
all right, that's
Oh,
fine. That would be very, very, you know, that would be very good. Yeah. So yeah, so thank you everyone. Yeah, just to also before Joey, take over. Yeah, I just want to I want you guys to be rest assured that you're on a good path, and I want to everything that's been shared. You guys should take it more seriously because this is free, and I've joined a lot of trainings. I've been in a lot of trainings, and I was like, sometimes be like, this thing I've learned, how can I? So please take it seriously, so that you don't know what you're learning now. You don't have to go and waste your time, spend money and then get to learn it somewhere else. So every resources, every material that's been shared, please take it seriously and make good use of it. Also, I want to, give you an expectation, right? So there's someone big in the industry who's going to, so the flyer will be sent, you guys will be communicated on, it's from South Africa, it's going to, just going to charge you and also share opportunities in the tech industry. So I want you guys to look forward to that session, and I want you guys to really, really join that session. Yeah. So that'll be all from my hand. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the class, and thank you so much. Yeah, over to you, Jeff.
All right, sir. So thank you very much, Mr. Celestine, for that wonderful idea. And to our instructor, Mr. Amir, thank you very much. And I really love the idea of you sharing those material for us to practice and go deeper in Python. Thank you very much. So apart from the materials you'll be sending and the code, um, is there any exercise for us, like as we are practicing, we have that as maybe an assignment or exercise? Are you there, sir? Hello?
Joe, are you trying to reach out to Mr. Amir?
Okay. I think it's no more.
Yeah, I think he's no more on the call. Yeah, yeah, just round it up. Yeah, or you can
All
just
right,
drop
guys.
the question
Uh,
on the group. Yeah,
so I will chat with him, and any of the exercise or assignment, I will drop it in the group so that we can work on it. And the files and the rest they talked about that you share with us. So we'll be expecting it, and I will drop it in the group as soon as I receive. Thank you all very much for the attendance. Thank you. And kudos to us all that have made it today and are here present. Thank you very much. So I think that will be the end of the session for today. Thank you, guys.
yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. All right, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.